In a technologically advanced near future, Catherine Mills, a cyborg working for Harbinger Corporation, discovers a reprogramming anomaly regarding a warfare AI system located at Harbinger I Training Facility, an undisclosed military training island. She meets up with Captain Damian Books and his team consisting of Drifter, Robinson, Cupbill, Goodwin, Hackett, and Loftus, all of whom have been assigned to a 2-day training mission at Harbinger I. Upon their arrival, the team notices global communications have been disabled, limiting them to local access only. They discover autonomously operating surveillance drones monitoring them. The team begins their mission of eliminating AI threats. The first encounter proves easy for the team as they eliminate AI drones from a vantage point. During the battle, Mills discovers an advanced SAR, Study Analyze Reprogram, Unit, S.A.R-003, but is unable to access it. That night, Drifter and Mills discuss their pasts and Book's disdain for her. Later that night, Loftus is killed by the SAR unit. The next day, they discover Loftus's body, left at the location of the first encounter. But this time, the drones have taken the team's original vantage point and fire on them, killing Hackett. They discover the AI is adapting and learning from them. Under cover of smoke grenades, Books flanks 2 drones, which immediately disperse. Later, the SAR unit captures Cupbill and has him shot and killed by another drone. The drones attack the group again and Books and Mills are separated from Drifter, Robinson and Goodwin. That night, the SAR unit discovers Books and an unconscious Mills. It connects with Mills and leaves. The next day, the team attempts to exit the training area, but they are attacked with smoke grenades and gunfire. Drifter is shot and pinned down by the SAR unit. Books kills Drifter as a coup de grace before the SAR unit is able to. The team escapes into the barrier complex and discovers that the AI has killed all of the employees. Mills activates another SAR unit to learn that S.A.R-003 reprogrammed the AI to use lethal force to improve soldier motivation and has ordered the soldiers to Harbinger I on its own. S.A.R-003 and other units break through the barrier door as the remaining team escapes through the back. Mills discovers an EMP device which can be used to stop the original SAR unit but could also kill her or wipe her mind clean. Books, Mills, Robinson, and Goodwin place explosives to prepare for a siege. The following day, AI drones attack the facility. The team wipes out more than half of the drones, but Robinson is killed in the ensuing gunfight. As S.A.R-003 approaches the team, Mills detonates the EMP, incapacitating herself and the drone. The SAR unit reawakens and attacks Books and Mills. Mills remote controls Robinson's sniper rifle gun in the building to destroy the SAR unit. SAR, however, uploads its program into Mills before it shuts down and Mills loses consciousness. Hours later, a Tiltrotor arrives to rescue the survivors. As Books and Goodwin approach the aircraft, Mills reawakens with S.A.R-003's mission protocol. Kill Command, also known as Identify, is a 2016 British science fiction action horror film written and directed by Stephen Gomez, and starring Thura Lindhart and Vanessa Kirby. The story focuses on a group of U.S. Marines attempting to survive after a training mission against warfare AI goes wrong. Kill Command was directed and written by Stephen Gomez, Outside the Wire, Cognition, and stars Thura Lindhart, The Bridge, Despite the Falling Snow, Vanessa Kirby, Me Before You, Hobbs and Shaw, David Ajala, Startup, Star Trek, Discovery, Mike Noble, The Siege of Jadotville, Dark River, Bentley Kalu, Black Ops, Jesus Shows You the Way to the Highway, Kelly Goff, Out of Innocence, Raw, Tom McKay, The Undeclared War, Interrogation of Rudolf Hess, and OSI Okafor, Casualty, Guilt. It follows a group of soldiers as they find a way to outwit a legion of belligerent training robots. The plot, Gomez has an adoration for Predator and the Terminator and stitches the two major ideas behind both of their plots together in a mostly careful way while adding a handful of new ideas to spice up the equation, making something separate from its influences. Harbinger Corporation employee Mills, Kirby, catches wind of a SAR, study, analyze, reprogram, military training robot that has been reprogrammed by someone at a practice setting. With the information that an army unit led by Captain Books, Leinhardt, and made up of Drifter, Ajala, Goodwin, Noble, Robinson, Kalu, Hackett, Goff, Cutbill, McKay, and Loftus, Okafor, are going for a 2-day training exercise on the island where the anomaly has occurred, she tags along. Gomez drops a few lines to let viewers know that something isn't right, with the unit having been on 3 training sessions in 3 days on the same island and is now off to another. Everything goes as normal for a while, with the group assuming their positions and scouting the surroundings, but their supervisors aren't present, instead replaced with autonomous camera drones that are more curious than any previous commander was. It's when they're confronted with their first training targets, some small unmanned ground vehicles, that things go awry. Mills wanders from the group and finds an SAR. That's monitoring the action, waiting for the sun to go down to strike unseen and kill Loftus. What sets the setup apart is that it's all during a training session, with the soldiers less weary than on the field. The group uses their remaining time until pickup to escort Mills to the complex housing the robots, including more S.A. units, so she can figure out why they've been armed with live ammunition and find a way to shut down the mechanical force before it eliminates the entire team. Another bit that's helpful in differentiating Kill Command is the mystery element to the story, with Gomez leaving motives in the air until the third act where a crescendo of reveals and a final stand cap off the movie, though not without some unnecessary sequel bait. Kill Command doesn't have an original starting point for its story, but it does break away from the mold in due time, offering world building and a change of conditions to make the best of its template. The characters, heady instead of brawny, a lot of the characters in Kill Command are different from those in its competitors by way of ambiguity in backstories and a handful of various relationships between the soldiers. Books is a well-trained and experienced captain, with tours in the military leading him to 18 confirmed kills. He's an expert tactician, making strategically sound battle plans for every encounter, even when the robots turn lethal. He's quiet, even around his men, and more so when near Mills, who he doesn't take too kindly to on account of her affiliation with a corporation that's taking away military careers. Mills is a tech employed by the robotics company. Paralyzed until age 11, she was chipped as a sponsor of Harbinger, which made her fully mobile again, and eventually augmented with electronic eye implants that allow her to access networks at a glance. These abilities don't sit well with most of the soldiers, who are unnerved at her ability to pull their personal information in less than a second. They can't neglect her though, as, without her, they can't stop the slaughter on hand. Drifter is the sole exception to the trend, being more well-read than the rest of the group and taking interest in the technologically advanced woman. He's charismatic and possibly romantically interested in her, but the movie wisely doesn't force the angle. The others are archetypes. Goodwin is a rookie and gets picked on, but is snarky in return. Robinson is a sniper with semi-augments of his own and a showy personality, and the rest are interchangeable fodder. None of the above are deep, but they have intrigue, which is more than effective. The thrills, some of the comparisons to Predator and the Terminator, are unavoidable in the thrill regard. The basics of both are so ingrained in Kill Command that it can feel too familiar at times, but it's largely exciting and moody. The build-up to the hostilities between man and machine is strongly executed. From the first scene, Gomez is alluding to the battle that will soon take place via the character's suspicion of the machines and the anomalous reprogramming. Making the suspense inch ever upward is the surveillance being done by drones, meaning that the robots are always aware of the location of the humans, making surprise impossible provided those drones are active. Indeed, the robots are able to get the drop on the soldiers multiple times, raising an ominous feeling. Studying, analyzing, and reprogramming make up the most important element of Kill Command. the robots learn the positions, weaponry, movement, and patterns of the soldiers and use them against their creators. It's a decision that makes Book's masterful planning work against him in the long term, with the robots reusing the choreography of their defenses, making novel ideas seem like a misstep. Making a new plan could be their undoing. It's tremendously engaging to wonder what elements the mechanical menaces will utilize in their next attack. A sort of equalizer in the mix is Mill's limited degree of control over the electronics in the barrier facility and ability to prevent some firefights, as the robots don't have any intention of harming an affiliate of the Harbinger Corporation. Still, the robots aren't yet perfect, missing shots frequently, meaning a stray bullet could put an end to the possibility of escaping the island. Kill Command offers a somewhat balanced battle between man and his creations, but always keeps the S.A.RS on the winning side, making for an upward fight towards salvation. Some sequences are lifted from the classics, but the execution is strong. The Technics, with his feature-length debut, Gomez shows aptitude for further filmmaking prospects. Kill Command, whatever it may have cost, certainly punches above its budget. Visual effects deserve first praise, with the Helmer starting, and continuing, to be a leader in effects design. The shots at the military base, before the characters set out to train, are a little shaky, but everything else looks fantastic. CG location enhancements are barely noticeable, Mill's neon blue eye augments are striking, the design for the S.A.RS is distinct, and everything is superbly detailed. Set design and locations are equally strong, as the forest setting is misty and expansive, further adding to the sense of dread that comes with the inhuman enemy. Photography of the landscape is good too, with the camera preferring to hang back, taking in the scenery and appearing as spectating from the bots. The writing could use work though, as more than a few scenes are copied and pasted from other movies, and a few contrivances are present in the narrative and enemy behavior. Dialogue can be clunky at times too, with exposition being handled poorly on occasion. It takes a little too much from the classics and has its fair share of other minor problems, but Kill Command is a very good debut that deserves to be talked about more, and to get a Blu-ray release in the US. Kill Command is available on DVD and various digital platforms from Vertical Entertainment. And if you're still in the mood for robotic mayhem, let Film Tagger's AI recommend a movie.